become you, being so beneficial and so powerful for you being a leader. And what does it really mean to be you for you? And how do you get there? These are the questions that I try to answer in that video. So first of all, like, why is it so healthy, beneficial, powerful for your leadership and your overall life, actually? So, you know, as I said in the video the other day, within each of us there are leader qualities already existing, like the qualities of trust, compassion, respect, love, understanding. They are innate to every mammal because cooperation has us made survive, right? Look at prey animals. They live these values still. Also like dogs. We don't, or most of us don't, because we have kind of forgotten them throughout our life. We learned something new. We were conditioned to follow money, to follow status, to kind of dominate each other to get what we want, right? But still, every one of us has the possibility to rediscover all those beautiful qualities, to rediscover him or herself, or itself, like new language, and get back to your true nature, to your authenticity. And authenticity and all these beautiful qualities that I just named, this is allowing you to really build a connection and not only like interact, manipulate, and use your energy to mold everything outside of you into the form that you want, or to really like push or pull, or it's really draining your energy. But when you're just you, right, you can cooperate with your environment, and people and animals will naturally follow you because they like you, they feel safe around you, they trust you, right? So, and now let's talk about what's you and what's not. Basically, every time you're triggered, you're not really you. This can be your boyfriend, girlfriend, who triggers your fear of abandonment. That's a wound that a lot of us share. You can heal that wound, actually. But if you still have it, you also might experience like rage or any not so pleasant behavior once you feel that your boyfriend or girlfriend or friend, it's friend maybe now, is going to leave you. And maybe you don't even recognize it as this fear of abandonment because it comes in all shapes and forms. Trust me, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, like my whole cupboard is full of these t-shirts. And I think this part of me being afraid of my boyfriend leaving me, that's what my boyfriend back then called psycho bitch. Yeah, I have to confess. So, but you know, today I'm much more conscious. I healed that wound. Also, like, psychotherapists are telling you it's not possible, but that's like the whole knowledge out there. Maybe you want to look at it as the like last version of the current lie, because you know, people believe once in the earth being flat and stuff. But coming back to the topic of you being you, when you're triggered, and it can even be the famous toothbrush being not positioned in the way you want, right? Then your nervous system is like, oh, that's not what I want. and I'm getting upset or whatever, right? So, or the cashier in the supermarket not behaving the way you expected, your mom, your dad, famous examples for being for triggers, right? And for you, basically, it is like or your boss, colleagues, you name it, right? And for you, it's basically that everything that's not a place or every person that's not behaving the way you expected or whatever, for you can't imagine it like they are having some sort of how do you call that TV thing with, and they can they can basically like by clicking a certain button they can put you in a certain state, or they have the control over your state, over your emotions, over your behavior somehow, right? And what's really happening inside of you is that an automated program is just like starting. And you don't want to be an automated or behave as an automated program. You want to be you, and you want to be in control over yourself and over your emotions, right? You want to feel good about yourself no matter what, right? You can be like, okay, this person doesn't like me, didn't greet me the right way, whatever. I'm good. This person likes me, I'm good. But you're still good, right? You feel safe in your own body, you'll feel good about yourself, and you are just being you. And like, imagine how would it feel like if you could just like drop the expectations from the outside world, drop your roles, and just be, right? And then also open yourself up for other people, because you don't depend on their opinion about you. So you can be open about your vulnerabilities. You can be open about maybe even what still scares you or so, right? And create connection through that, because you by this let other people see you. It's so beautiful when horses greet each other. What they do is like, I see you. They see each other, right? And what we display to the people out there very often are roles that we've learned over our life, throughout our life, I guess. And yeah, so the more you be yourself, the more you can also allow other people to be them, right? So if you really like want to give it a try, what your new mantra could be, as a suggestion, is that's your stuff, not mine, right? If the cashier is not in a good mood and really like acting her mood out on you, you can be like, hey, that's her stuff, his stuff, its stuff, not mine. And I'm still like staying in my energy, staying in my positive emotions, right? And it's really a process, because right, your normal mode most likely is on autopilot, because at some point in our life we get in that mode to actually survive. So we end up like going out of bed the same way every morning, then we go to the bathroom, same way every morning, we go to work, and we interact with our colleagues in the same way, we get annoyed over and over about the same things, right? And this whole thing is designed to make us survive. But when you really like look at you now, you look at your phone phone or computer, you look at your environment, you're looking at your cloth. Like, is it really making sense for you to just survive? Right? And if that's not really making sense, what is there as an alternative? Right? And to kind of promote being you a little bit more, it's like, understand that every positive emotion you ever felt, be it that you shared a beautiful moment with someone, now I'm talking about connection, or you watched a beautiful sunset, right? I'm not talking so much about, oh, I got this new car and now I'm full of dopamine. These are like more like worldly feelings that we have learned throughout our life. They were not innate. You didn't come to that earth with the idea of, oh, Mercedes, Porsche, or whatever is making me happy, right? This is conditioning. But when you go back to kind of soul feelings, when you really share connection, that's not a dopamine kick, that's not really lasting, but it is oxytocin. What is such more healthier hormone and such a more beautiful state, because you're more in charge of yourself when you feel good about you and not so good about things that you have, because they don't last. Everything is changing over time, right? Yeah, so if until here you kind of got, okay, being myself sounds good. So maybe write in the comment me being me, so I understand that you could follow me until now. If you have any questions, just write them in the comments. I'm really here to kind of interact with you, so I know that I'm really providing value, right? That's what I love talking, but also I really like to provide a value. What else am I here for, right? So now the next question is like, how can you be you? And this is really like a tough task or a tough mission, because as I said, your autonomic nervous system is mainly in charge. It's like 95% of who we are at the age of 35 is an automated program. Like the things that you think, the emotions that you feel, the things that you do. It's crazy, right? So you're not really flexible. Think of it. How easy it is for you, after working, to just relax on the couch and feel good about you. And do nothing. Just be there and feel good. So we kind of are in that, right? And now you want to be flexible and do something else. So this is really a task. It's a little bit like training a stallion. And I've trained some stallions and I found it easier. So you have to basically overcome yourself or your personality or your normal reaction, right? And you can, like, as my advice, or what you can try is, when there's something that annoys you, really try to look at it and be like, okay, I want to be in control over myself, and I don't give the power to that thing, that situation, that person to annoy me. And maybe you change your attitude towards interesting, right? Interesting produces neutral feelings and creates some space between you and that thing. And what else can you do? So to overcome yourself, break your for me, when I got really like, okay, I want to be as flexible as I can and I want to break my patterns, I started to do stuff like, I would do puzzling. I love puzzling. And I would not finish the puzzle and just put it back in the box, unfinished as it was. Right? When my normal program would be like, finish it, be perfect about it, what the heck are we doing? And stuff like that, right? Or in the canteen, I was already finished with my meal. Another person sat next to me, like that I knew, right? And my normal program would have been to be nice, to wait for the other person to finish. And I really had to overcome myself to be conscious, about, is that really what I want now? To sit here and for the sake of that other person feeling better? Or is it maybe other way? Or is it maybe that I want to go something, I want to do something else? Whatever you decide. Or what else did I do? Oh, or in the shared kitchen, right? The dishwasher was full. And I always made it my task in the end. Like, I do whatever needs to be done, right? And if it was kind of always me emptying the dishwasher, it was me. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm just placing my cupboard on top of the dishwasher and I go. Right? Or I would start to set boundaries. Like someone would approach me and be like, blah blah blah, all this like, I feel so bad about, right? And I was like, hey, listen, I'm not a bin. Is bin the correct word for this like rubbish thing? Right? I said it in German. So my German is a bit better. So like I was just observing myself as far as I could, right? I'm still sometimes in automated programs. And this is also when my nervous system is like getting aroused, and this is when I also stress out other people, right? Because basically, yeah, when you're in stress, whether also excitement is some sort of nervous system arousal. I hope this is the right word and not too sexual. Anyway, so for now, I don't have much more ideas on what to share. So I'd be super happy about some comments, questions that you have, the ideas that you have, so we can kind of alternate perspectives. And yeah, I'll come up with more ideas on what you can do, but basically it's like you want to rest inside yourself, right? And you don't want to give the control to the outside world to influence your nervous system. I mean, if there's a fire, run. But normally everything around us is super safe, right? Even when we are among other people, but most of us feel unsafe because they don't really have boundaries. That's me, that's them. It's like more for most people, it's like, oh, your shit is my shit, or I don't feel good around you because you're in that state. Alright, remember that cashier being in the bad mood. How much do people like that influence you, right? So we want to control everything, or the toothbrush even. We want to control it. This is how we survive. But now I start to repeat myself. So as I said, just write me in the comments what you like to hear, and if you kind of agree on a lot of things, or you're like, this makes sense, give me a like. And if you don't, give that video a dislike, so I can see what's the perspectives out there and what kind of people are watching my videos. Thank you so much